what's up? This is Jordan Wagner with PremierGuitar.com, and I'm here today with the new Paul Reed Smith SE30 amp head and matching 2x12 cabinet. Now the SE30, while looking pretty similar to its American-made PRS 30 cousin, is made in China. It's actually pretty robust, built very, very well, and it does have some features you find in higher boutique amps, such as chassis-mounted pots and jacks and switches. It uses two Tungsol 12AX7 preamp tubes for both of its channels, and for the rest of them, a trio of JJ12AT7s. For the power section, it's running two Tungsol 5881s. And like I said before, two channels. You have a preamp gain and bass, mid, and treble for each channel. Also, each channel has a bright switch and also has its own dedicated master volume, and there is a global reverb circuit. You can also switch between each channel with the included foot switch or from the switch on the front of the amp. There's a serial effects loop on the back of the amp, which has a switch to change the level from instrument to line level. Dual speaker outs and a jack for the foot switch, which lets you switch between the channels and switches in and out the reverb. They also installed 3 ports for plugging in a multimeter and accessing the bias adjustment pot, so you don't have to pull out the chassis to do that. To match up with the SE30, PRS built a 2x12 cabinet which is loaded with 2 custom-designed Eminence 12-inch speakers. Each one of them is 60 watts. Now the SE30 is designed to cover a lot of musical ground. One of the coolest things about it is how sensitive the input is to the type of guitar that you're using. I was using just a standard Gibson Les Paul traditional into the clean channel, and normally in most amps, there's enough headroom to be able to get, a good usable clean, and to the point where it stays clean even after hitting the strings pretty hard. That wasn't really the case so much with the SE30. It was more like a club clean. There wasn't a whole lot of sparkle to it, but it was usable. Running a Telecaster into it though, or a Strat, totally made a difference, and it sounded and reacted completely differently than it had before. More so than I originally expected it to. The gain channel has, for lack of a better term, an absolute humongous range of gain. I mean, you can go all the way to 80s hard rock, early 90s metal with it if you really wanted to. And I also need to mention too that this 2x12 cabinet kicks out some serious punch. And it really blew me away just how much air and bass this thing can push. My only real qualm with the amp was the reverb section. It does have a usable reverb, and there's a lot of it on tap, but the decay is kind of rattly, and it was pretty noticeable. It's not a very smooth, crisp sounding reverb. It does have a pretty short spring reverb tank inside, so that might be part of the reason of it. But regardless, it's still pretty usable. So I'm going to go ahead and demo some tones with the amp right now. I've got a Gibson Les Paul Traditional right here, and I've got a Fender Classic Player Strat with Johnny Highland D. Allen signature pickups. So there you have it. That's the PRS SE30. The head is $927 street price. The cab itself, the 2x12 cab, is $379. You can also get this in a 1x12 combo for $999. And you can read my full review in the April 2012 issue of Premier Guitar and also online for free at premierguitar.com. So again, thanks for watching.